Brandeis next year. The 0-1 to the shortstop. First, again, it is Campbell looking over at first base. And for those of you just joining us here now on top of the third, it's been Campbell who's been a little bit jumpy. We mentioned that one batter. It was Matthew Lesser who got on base at that one-pitch walk. Kind of looked over at Lesser a couple times, though, when Lesser was leading off first base. Second pitch swung on. That one should be out of foul play to the right. Jace Lyons, your first baseman for Franklin, goes over to get it. Can't get to it, though. That one will be out of play. And as we mentioned Lyons, let's paint the picture of this whole fielding position for Franklin. So it's Lyons at first base. Austin Campbell, your pitcher. His battery mate behind the plate is Tyler Bellin. At shortstop, Henry DeGiorgio. He's joined by third baseman Ben Giros. Second baseman Luke Sidwell. As a swing and a miss there for strike 3. Gets Chafin swinging. That's the second strikeout of the game for Campbell. Campbell had Kyle Redquist on a backwards K in the second inning. Now he's got Chafin, and this is really that heart of the order now, because after Chafin comes their senior first baseman, as Campbell look in right here. First pitch high and outside to Jack DiGirolamo. 400 hitter for this Canton Bulldogs team. As we finish off the fielding, in left field it's junior Rex Sinelli. He's joined by seniors center fielder Ryan Garrity, senior right fielder Isak Chin. DiGirolamo take one inside, but that will be called for a strike as we keep introducing everyone around the field right now. How about we introduce our umpires? So behind the plate calling balls and strikes, it's Colin Steele. And on the base path today, it's Tim McDonald. The 1-1 here to DiGirolamo. Campbell still the pitcher. That one swung low and outside. Good stop right there from Bellin. 1-2 the count now to DiGirolamo. This is a tough task playing against this Franklin team. So important to get the runners moving when you have someone off first. DiGirolamo, though, another K for Campbell. The junior dealing right now. It's 2 strikeouts in a row, 3 overall. Sit him down, strike him down. 2 straight Ks for Chafin and DiGirolamo. That'll bring up their designated hitter today, Hayden Rose. Rose was scheduled to start this one, but instead they go with the other senior, James Young. We'll talk more about Young when Franklin's up to bat in the bottom of the third. But for now, 2 on, 1 out for Rose. He takes a big hack, and how about we just reverse this actually? 2 out, 1 on, as it is still Shane Keller leading off first base. Again, Campbell loves painting that inside right there, and again, with his head kind of shaking, is Hayden Rose. Two strikeouts already in the inning. 2 strikes, can't strike out the side, but instead it's Campbell just picking it up, and he'll toss it over to Lyons at first. So that error at the top of the third inning of our first batter. Since then, it's Campbell sits down 3 in a row. It's 1-0 Franklin as we head to the bottom of the third here on Franklin TV. And we're back here on Franklin TV as the Bulldogs throw it down on the infield, and it is 1-0 Franklin as we enter the bottom of the third. Hi neighbors, welcome back here on Franklin TV. I'm Ryan Martin, bringing you all the action live with Chris Flynn being our camera operator and producer here today. The Canton infield telling their outfielders to back up because it is the top of the Panthers order. Due up right now, it's Ryan Garrity. He'll be joined by classmates and seniors Jace Lyons and Isak Chin at least. Garrity, such a dangerous leadoff hitter and such an aggressive one. We'll see if he goes with the first pitch here against Canton senior pitcher James Young. He doesn't, as that one's just a little bit too far outside. We mentioned Garrity, Lyons, and Chin coming up after him. It is the four-hole hitter Henry DiGiorgio. He's joined by then Ben Giros. Tyler Bellum bats after him, then Rex Sinelli. And the 8th spot, it's Cohen Benetti, and in the final 9 spot is Luke Sidwell. So we saw, as Garrity takes a big hack at that one upstairs, we saw in that bottom of the second, Giros, Bellin, Sinelli, Benetti, and Sidwell bat. So we're back up to the top. As Coach Zach Brown for Franklin takes his spot, as you can see right there on the third base head coaching spot. That one will go up and out of play. Staying alive there is Garrity. Garrity, what a fantastic season he's having at the moment as Franklin 9 games deep. We said 9-0 the Panthers are on the year. That one watched low and away. Garrity committed to play at Northeastern next year. One of 5 commits for this Franklin team. And as we look at this lineup, a 2-2 pitch right here. That one low. Questionable there for Garrity, but a good hold. Full count now. Out of this lineup specifically of Franklin, 5 of the 9 players committed to play at the collegiate level. Full count to Garrity. That one taken on the left shoulder. And Garrity will take his place at first base. Some speed now on the base path for Coach Zach Brown. Five commits, we'll get to them, including this one. This is an interesting one. Jace Lyons committed to Bryant for football, the senior quarterback of your Franklin Panthers team that had a bit of a disappointing year as the #1 seed in Division I. He got bounced in the second round of the MIA playoffs, but for Lyons, he's looking for his revenge on the baseball diamond with this Panthers team that made it all the way to the state finals last year. Certainly have those aspirations again this year. Lyons, watch that first one high and inside. Franklin 9-0 again, coming off a year in which they lost to Taunton in that Division I state finals. We had that one from the UMass Lowell campus. A couple weeks ago, they got some sweet revenge by beating Taunton 2-1, just like they lost to Taunton 2-1 in that state championship. Lyons will swing on this one. A grounder to the right field. Instead, it'll be picked up there. And no one on third base. Is Garrity trying to go get it? And he does. Ryan Garrity sees third and takes third as it's right fielder Matthew Lesser who was going to get that play. Chaffin tried to get into the action, and Garrity says, all right, I'll go take third. So we'll call that an E5 for Lyons, as that one kind of just ate up Lester at third base. But all of a sudden, we'll paint the picture. No outs, runners at third and first, and Isak Chin, the senior captain, stepping up to bat in that left-handed batter box. And boy, has Chin been on fire lately. Off and running as Lyons. Chin thinks about the bunt there. That one will hit Lyons, though. Being hit Lyons, it's Garrity who will rush home easily. Make it 2-0 Franklin. So an interesting sequence right there. The throwdown coming from Matthew Hart. It hits Lyons. That ball's still in play, though. Garrity, again, that's 2 smart bases that Garrity took there, getting third and getting home. 2-0 Franklin there as Lyons advances to second. And we mentioned how dangerous Isak Chin has been lately. That's because in their last win against Attleboro, hit a second inning grand slam. The second home run of Chin's on the year so far. Doesn't have that many teammates on base right now, but he'll take a strike, make it 1-1. Lions leading off second base. Good steal there from Lions. We've had some speed. There's speed all over this Franklin lineup. Including some good left-handed power here against the right-hander James Young. Of course, Franklin countering with the lefty Campbell. Chin will watch that one on the dirt. Good stop there from Hart. No advancement by Lions. Two 2-1 now to Chin. Chin will be playing at the newly designed Division I Stonehill College next year. Chin will watch that one just a little bit outside. Hitters count for the hitter of all hitters in the Hockomock League this year. Chin was nominated for Hockomock Player of the Week. A couple weeks ago, his teammate, of course, pitcher Alfred Mucciaroni, actually beat him in that race. The 3-1 now to Chin. That one taken, change up there for a strike. Good pitch coming in from Young. For Young, 2 hits on the day so far given up. But of course, we've had base runners this inning from the hit by pitch and the error at third base. 3 balls, 2 strikes here, but no outs to Isak Chin. Chin will launch this one. That one in left field. Oppo, that one goes. Caught out there by Keller. So Chin had that power. Didn't really get it going to the opposite field there. Shane Keller, left fielder, able to make the play. So Lions has to retreat back to second base and intercepts the junior shortstop, your cleanup hitter tonight, Henry DiGiorgio. DiGiorgio, we mentioned how many commits there are. He'll be joining Ryan Garrity at Northeastern, of course. As a junior, DiGiorgio will be a year behind. But just so much talent here and recognized by collegiate scouts. DiGiorgio, watch that one in the dirt. No movement there from Lions. That sun fully down here behind the right field trees at the Franklin High campus over the varsity baseball field. A cool breeze coming in, definitely sweatshirt and pant weather. Second pitch of the at-bat is taken on for a strike by DiGiorgio. DiGiorgio with 1 out in the inning. Looks pretty likely we'll see third baseman Ben Giros come up behind DiGiorgio. The 1-1 to the junior. Change up, taken low and inside for a ball. Lions still leading off his second base. And some speed there. Lions, no movement. Swung on high and inside. That one coming right for us in the visitors. I should say the home fan section right there. Probably about 7 or 8 feet away. DiGiorgio staying alive here now. 2-2 our count. 1 out in the inning. That's actually one of the closest foul balls I think we've seen here on Franklin TV. We talk about Pete Royce and Jay Horgan all the time. No glove for me here today, though, unfortunately, so I didn't go for the attempt. Probably could have had it, though, anyways. Two, 1 out to DiGiorgio. Another one swung on foul. Again, DiGiorgio just a little bit late here. Young has been turning up that velocity a little bit in this third inning, which, again, as we say, third inning can really be considered the second inning. Our continuation of this game from Thursday, a rain-out game. They played a full inning. So this one started at the top of the second. And we bring it back here at the bottom of the third. Still 2-2 to Giorgio. Giorgio, watch that one in the dirt. It'll be a Lions getting to third base. He'll take that turn there. Another wild pitch against Young. So Lions off that error that started at third base for Matthew Lesser. Brings it all the way to third base here. Franklin already up 2-0. And with that wild pitch, it's a full count here on DeGiorgio. Pitch from Young. Swung on into center field. That one a liner that'll drop in between the gap. Lions easily comes home. DeGiorgio takes the turnaround for a second. He'll get there as well. DeGiorgio sliding into second base. And for the junior, it is a 1-out, 1-run double. Make it 3-0 Franklin. DeGiorgio gets Franklin going. Their second double of the inning. Of the game, I should say. Second double of the inning, second double of the game, second run of the inning. As Jarrow steps in right there. What a great piece of hitting there from DeGiorgio. Fouled a couple off, got into a hitter's count, and then all of a sudden just drops it right in between our left fielder Keller and our center fielder Owen Lane right there. And in steps Ben Jarrow, as we mentioned, now has a 3-0 cushion and only 1 out in the bottom of the third. First pitch to Jarrow's taken for a strike. Jaros coming off of last night's boys hockey banquet. Was fortunate enough to MC that one right there. A senior captain on the hockey team. So many multi-sport athletes here for Franklin. But for Jaros here now down 0-2. DeGiorgio leads off of second. Protecting the plate now is the senior. That one in the dirt there. DeGiorgio thought about it for a second. Good scoop there from Hart. James Young still at the top of the mound. As that one swung towards third base, kind of just chopped there by Jaros. Again, though, Franklin with 2 strikes able to foul one off here against James Young. And staying alive is the Panther hitter. Still 1-2. Jaros will fly this one out. Here should be easy play there for Lane. Tagging up from second base is DeGiorgio. No, he thought about it for a second. Great catch and relay there, though, from Owen Lane in center field. That one really just got that wind under it there for Jaros, who now represents our second out of the inning. Tyler Bellin will step up here again. Bellin in your second inning. Had a nice double to get things going for the Panthers. He ended up coming all the way around for Franklin's first run of the game. Now the senior catcher heading to Wheaton College next year. Division III baseball will step in for his second plate appearance of the night. Change up there going from Young. That one will be taken for a strike. Obviously, you don't want to overuse that off-speed pitch, but for Young, the changeup has been working here so far. Problem is some misses in location. Another pitch gives Franklin a 3-0 lead. We'll see if he can get out of the inning with out any more damage. The 0-1 to Bellin. That one in the dirt again. Gets past Hart. DeGiorgio will take the turn on third base. That is your 4th stolen base via the wild pitch. And Franklin is up and operating again. Ball on a strike here for the catcher, Tyler Billan. That one driven to the pitcher, Young. And again, for the second straight time, it's Young ending an inning via a ground ball out. So Franklin does some more damage, adds on 2 more runs. 3-0 Franklin as we enter the top of the 4th, a game that's moving right along here from the Franklin High campus. Your run scored there via Jace Lyons and Ryan Garrity. And the last out of the inning, Tyler Bellin. So Rex and Elliott lead up next for Franklin. But for now, we go to the top of the 4th. Can Canton get back some of those runs that they've given up here in the 2nd and 3rd innings? We'll have to see. Top of the 4th coming up next on Franklin TV. Yeah, okay. As we enter the top of the 4th here, Franklin takes their side defensively. Back on the mound once again, it's junior Austin Campbell getting things going. Campbell's been wheeling and dealing right now in a shutout appearance so far. Half swing there, still counts though for your catcher here today. That's leading off the inning is number 44, Matthew Hart. Campbell so far, 2 innings pitched, 1 ball, 0 hits, and 3 strikeouts. The junior in his 4th appearance is again dealing. With 2 strikes on him, it's Hart watching that one outside, make it 1-2. For Campbell, as we take a look at some of his recent games, so far this year, it's been obviously Franklin 9-0. A big reason why is this pitching rotation. As Campbell looks in, 1-2. That one taken outside again for a ball, even the count at 2 apiece. For 3 appearances, he pitched 5 innings versus King Philip. He actually pitched in that Taunton game that we mentioned as well. He also pitched at Framingham. In total, 15 innings, only 9 hits, 2 runs allowed, a single walk. As that one high and inside, they'll say he didn't go. 21 Ks so far for Campbell. So if we add some up, he's got 24 so far on the year. Full count coming to the junior, smell number 25 right here against Matthew Hart. The 3-2 coming from Campbell. That one taken inside there by heart. Your second walk of the game, your first 4-pitch walk of the game. And for the third time, though, in 3 played innings, it's Canton who has a base runner. So they've gotten that guy at first base, have not seen a player get to second base, though, yet. So we'll see if that can change as they go back to Matthew Lesser here. First pitch taken as a strike to Lesser. Campbell coming from the stretch again, the left-hander. Taken again for a ball. Hitters count now here to Matthew Lesser, the third baseman. He had an error in the field, trying to make up for it with the bat. Let's take a look at that. Strike there, that was low, just painted that bottom left corner. Two strikes on him, 2 balls as well. Lester watches that one high. Again, it's Campbell who works to a full count. That wind becoming brutal here at the Franklin High campus. Lights shining down with the shadows of both Canton and Franklin players. "3-2 from Campbell, and it'll be before that, just getting it in, was Matthew Lesser calling for the batter's time. And he gets it right there. Full count again to Lesser. That one swung on. It's fouled off, though. Just getting a piece on the senior third baseman. So back atop the mound is Campbell. We've seen Campbell use all 3 of his pitches so far here tonight. We were talking to him before the game. He says he likes going to his 2-seamer the most, that one being the fastball. He'll throw an occasional slider, and then we've seen Young go to it more, but he does have a changeup that he likes to use from time to time. That one, a called strike 3, though. Lesser looks at his head coach, Mike Walsher, at third base. A questionable call in his eyes, but a backwards K. The second backwards K on the night for Campbell. That represents strikeout number 4, as coming up to bat now is Kyle Redquist. As we mentioned, mini milestone, strikeout number 25 for Campbell on the season thus far. Redquist will look at strike 1 for Kyle. We mentioned second backwards K of the day. It's because Kyle Redquist had a backwards K in his first at-bat. I'll try to do better now with 1 out and a runner off first base. Slider coming there from Campbell, and he gets a call to go. We'll reintroduce our umpires today, as there's been some looks from both teams. Calling the balls and strikes right there, being Colin Steele, and on the base paths, Tim McDonald, Colin Steele, calling him up for strike 3 right there. First time you ever had that umpire's name emphasized, but the second backwards K for the Panthers. We're getting things going right now. Campbell doing what he does, strikeout number 5. Replacing Redquist at the plate is Owen Lane. And the junior, first pitch swinging, that one heading into right field. Believe that could be foul territory for Isak Chin, but regardless, he gets things done. So after a couple long at-bats, it's Chin getting that pop fly out there to right field. Campbell, fantastic through that inning, 2 strikeouts overall. He's got 5 in the game, 3 innings pitched, 1 walk, no earned runs, and still no hits for Campbell. Coming up, it's Franklin batting in the bottom of the 4th. They'll try to add to that 3-0 lead and see if they can keep these bats hot here for the Panthers. And we're back here on Franklin TV for the bottom of the fourth inning, where the Franklin Bats have been hot all season. They've been hot in this game. They're going to try to add to it here with a fresh half inning. Hi, neighbors. Welcome back here. I'm Ryan Martin, bringing you all the words while Chris Flynn brings us the camera operating and producer here tonight. We thank Chris for all he does. Bottom of the fourth here, Franklin with a 3-0 lead in this continuation of their game against the 4-5 Canton Bulldogs. This game continued. Only one inning they got in last Thursday. So they're back so far. We've played 3 innings here so far, or 2.5 we should say. So far, Franklin's been able to put on 3 runs, and Sinelli steps back up to the dish. Sinelli in his first at-bat, it was a hit by Rex that was able to get us the first run of the game, a 1 RBI single. Sinelli, though, after that one, represents one of 2, as that one's taken in the dirt, represents one of 2 Panthers that have been stranded on base so far. The 2-0 to Sinelli, that one kind of touched on there by Chafin. The shortstop gets it done. That's why shows you why he's one of the best defensive shortstops in the Hawkmock League right there. No chance there. That one was getting by Matthew Chafin. So after the ground out there for Sinelli, upsets Colin Benetti again. Benetti was able to reach base via the fielder's choice, so still 0 for 1 in this one. Benetti takes strike 1. Cohen in his first year on the Franklin varsity team was actually slated to pitch this one until some rules for the continuation game prohibited him from doing that. So instead, he's DHing here tonight. 0-2 the count to Benetti. Benetti, as we talked to Coach Brown before the game, he will pitch tomorrow as Franklin heads to Milford. And the first game for Franklin against the Scarlet Hawks. Benetti slaps this one down to third base. Play made there. From there, no, off the scoop. Can't get it to go. But into fair territory goes Benetti. A weird play. Again, it's dropped. We'll summarize this one for you in just 1 second. Everything that happened right there, we hope Bonetti's okay as well. Beg your pardon, too, though. This Panther team will be at Mansfield tomorrow. Mansfield, Franklin travels to. So Benetti grounds it to third base. It's Lesser who gets up and throws it to third base. DiGirolamo can't haul it in there on the scoop at first base, but then Benetti takes a turn into fair territory, so he has to get back to first base. He does, and again, it's DiGirolamo not able to get the play there from first. So we'll call it an E5, the second error today on our third baseman for Canton. Up steps Luke Sidwell, looks to bunt. Instead, he'll take the strike. So the last time we had one of those weird plays on the third base line, and Canton wasn't able to fire it to first. That was on a hit by Jace Lyons. Jace Lyons ended up coming all the way around to score for our most recent run of the game. See if we have a similar situation with Bonetti. Luke Sidwell up to bat now, taking that first strike. And the second pitch, painting that bottom right corner. It is Canton pitcher again on the hill. It's James Young. Senior second baseman Sidwell protecting here. Now down in the count 0-2. That one fouled into play again, heading towards our direction. Right down the third base line. We kind of touched on it in the bottom of the third inning, but Franklin had so much success, though, when they found themselves to 2 strikes as the batter, just fouling it off again and again until they were able to find a piece of hitting. We saw that's how Giorgio got on base, as well as Garrity. And that one, the first strikeout from Franklin that comes looking for Luke Sidwell. So as we said, Garrity got a hit in his first plate appearance. Actually, no, he didn't get a hit. He was hit by the pitch. That's right. Hit by the pitch and came all the way around to score with some good base running to get from second to home. A bit of a tougher situation, though, Garrity is now. 2 outs, and Benetti's still leading off at first base. That one taken low by Garrity. Remember on that first time around the base for Garrity, he was able to get the second on the error from Lyons and saw no one at third base and said, all right, I'll go steal that base. And then directly after that was able to steal home too, so Garrity, who just fouled that one off. Speedy base runner, but also a smart one, as we saw from that last trip. The wind slows down here as senior James Young looks down at senior Ryan Garrity. Garrity watches that one just a little bit too far outside. Kind of worked it back his way. 2-1 the count to the Northeastern commit. Benetti off of first base. He'll stay there. Garrity swinging that one low. Couldn't get enough of a piece at it. And in an inning where the only base runner right now is Benetti off of the error, James Young has a chance now. He's 1 strike away from getting out of his cleanest inning thus far. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs to the batter Ryan Garrity. Young has this one. It's chopped down there from Garrity. Good play there by our second baseman, that being Andrew Redquist. And it's not a strikeout for Young, but he still is able to get out of it. So 4 batters for Franklin that inning. Sinelli grounds out. Benetti reaches on the error, a backwards K for Sidwell, and then we go back to the top of the order, and Garrity grounds out to second base as well. Franklin able to cool down a little bit with those bats right here. They're playing defense, though, and someone who hasn't cooled down so far is Austin Campbell. Can the junior keep it up on the mound? We'll have to see here. It's Franklin TV, your top of the 5th inning coming up next. Welcome back here on Franklin TV as we're just about to get the top of the 5th underway. Andrew Gillis to lead off here for Canton. I'm Ryan Martin bringing you all of the play-by-play with Chris Flynn serving as camera operator and producer here tonight. First one from Gillis, swung on and missed. Campbell gets him going 0-2, and Austin's been terrific today. As we said, 3 innings pitched. He's up to 5 strikeouts, only 1 walk, and 0 hits or earned runs. 0-2, and that's 3 pitches and 3 swings and a misses for Andrew Gillis. Gillis now goes to 0-2 on the night. How about this? 3 straight strikeouts for Campbell. Give him strikeout number 6 on the night.
Left fielder number 19, Shane
Kelleher steps up now. We saw him make a couple of good plays there in left field in his last at-bat. He was able to reach base on an infield single. Debatable. We called it an error earlier on Sidwell. We'll call it an infield single for now. So 1 hit on the night for Campbell. That one low. Chest save made there by Bellin. Campbell able to draw the strike. 1-2 here for the junior. Not committed yet. Is Campbell obviously a lot of time only as a junior, but has gotten a lot of interest around. Austin Campbell has as a left-hander. That one kind of pulled in there for Keller. One, 2 the count now to the left fielder. Supposed to be the leadoff hitter. He led off as that one. Check swing. They'll say he did not go. He was the leadoff hitter in their game on Thursday, but obviously, as we said, this one jumping in at the top of the 2nd inning. So I guess you could actually call him the 7 or 8 hitter. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the senior. Staying alive there is Kelleher. That one almost got lost in the lights here at the Franklin Varsity Field, in which are in full effect here as the temperature keeps dropping and dropping. The wind becoming less apparent, though. 2-2 to Keller. That one taken strike 3. Looked easy from our angle. Obviously, we have a good angle to do it. Give Campbell his 7th strikeout of the day. And how about this? The 4th one in the row. That one, we mentioned it last inning, the pitches that Campbell likes to throw, and the lefty right there opting for the rare changeup, and it works. Up steps now Matthew Chafin. Represents one of the strikeouts that Campbell has so far, 7 strikeouts. Campbell has, and we're not even through 4 innings yet. That one high and away, though, on Chafin. As we said, Matthew Chafin. 2 really great shortstops here between these 2 programs, between Chafin, the Brandeis commit for Canton, and then obviously the junior Henry DeGiorgio right there in the middle of the infield, heading to Northeastern. That one taken for a strike. Paid the count at 2-1. Chafin. Big hack right there. You know he's trying to head towards that left field fence. But just too far out in front of it. Right there is a slider by Campbell. Works. Be a big pitch here from Campbell. Already 7 strikeouts. Does he have number 8? And end the inning. Nope, not on that pitch. Low and inside it goes on the captain, Chafin. This inning flying by for Franklin, and it's got good reason. This would be 3 up, 3 down if he's able to get Chafin here on a strikeout or anything here. 2-2 to Chafin. Swung on a miss for Chafin. Give it strikeout number 8 here for Campbell. You can see the junior right now absolutely dominated. Franklin goes 3 up, 3 down, all via the strikeout. It is 5 straight Ks here for Campbell, who can keep him off his game. They'll have to wait until the top of the sixth to do so. Right now, bottom five, Franklin back up to bat. They had a 1-2-3 inning with a error mixed in right there. Can the bats for the Panthers start to get going, or can the Bulldogs finally find their stride defensively? Bottom of the fifth inning coming up next here on Franklin TV.
Now batting number 10, first baseman Jason Lyons.
And we're back here on Franklin TV as the Panther Bats get going again here in the bottom of the fifth. Welcome back, neighbors. I'm Ryan Martin, joined alongside camera operator and producer Chris Flynn. Franklin back up to bat here with a 3-0 lead, and Jace Lyons steps up to the dish here for head coach Zach Brown in his 10th year at the helm of this Franklin program that's had so much success in recent years, and they're looking again 9-0. Franklin is on the season, looking to make some waves here again in a deep title run like they did last year. Lyons takes another strike here. Home plate umpire again tonight is Colin Steele. On the base pass is his partner Tim McDonald. Lyons stepping in for his second appearance of the night. He was able to reach on an error and came all the way around to score in the third inning. That one stay alive again by Lyons. And Lyons here. Still 2 strikes on him. Takes that one low and away. Your pitcher tonight for the Canton Bulldogs, still on the mound for his 4th inning of work, is senior James Young, the younger son of, no, beg your pardon, that's a other Bulldog player. That one, though, taken for another looking strike. Franklin with their second backwards K in the last 5 batters. Lyons sits down via the punch out, the 1 out there. Now for Canton. Only the second strikeout of the night for James Young. And again, in steps Isik Chin. That one goes low and away on Chin. We mentioned the grand slam he had in their most recent game on Saturday against Attleboro. You can see how much power he has from the left-handed batter's box, and had a fly out to left field, an opposite field hit. Just couldn't get enough air underneath it. Still had that power, though, was Chin. Off-speed pitch coming there, but just can't find the zone for Young. 2 balls, no strikes. Chin will take that pitch inside, but not enough to lose the zone. Count moves to 2-1. Can Chin get things going for this Franklin offense that's been stagnant recently? Not yet. Can't draw the walk yet either. 3-2 the count. All lit up here for Chin. And that one, bounce forward, actually, must have lied. His Chin doesn't take his base. A bit of a mistake there on the scoreboard. Now it's a full count, now 3-2. Would have been an interesting play there for Chin. Would have been interesting to see if he dropped the bat and with the pass ball, if he tried to go for 2 right on the walk. Still with a chance here. It's James Young on the hill. Chin takes that one inside, and that one won't find the zone. Chin taking the walk, and that's actually the first walk of the game. We have a funny statistic about that for Franklin in their win against Attleboro, a 13-0 win on Saturday. Get this, 15 walks for Franklin. 15, and that's why they were able to get done the business on the weekend. 15 walks for Franklin. They were able to convert. Not going to win many games when you're giving away that many base runners. But for Canton, only a 3-0 deficit they faced right now, and that's only the first walk of the game. Chin leads off first base as now steps in our cleanup hitter, Henry DeGiorgio. He had a 1 RBI double in the 3rd inning. The 1-0 to DeGiorgio. Chin off and running. They pitch down. That one will bounce in. Chin in safely for the stolen base. So only the second true stolen base of the game for Franklin. You remember Jace Lyons stole in the 1st and 3rd situation. He claimed second and Garrity was able to scamper home. But Chin right there showing the wheels, and all of a sudden in scoring position now with DeGiorgio facing a 1-1 count and only 1 out. Giorgio will line that one, lay it down the first base line, foul. 1-2 the count right now is the sky turns to a shade of blue. We have some stars even popping up over the Franklin High campus as Franklin baseball plays under the lights here on Franklin TV. Certainly that New England weather though. It may be May, but it's still very chilly. Temperatures in the mid-40s right now. The 1-2 to DeGiorgio. Low around the ankles goes for Hank. We'll reset things. Home plate umpire right there, Colin Steele, having a bit of a problem with the rowdiness of Franklin's dugout. Asked them to hold the banging. That one lined into right field. Coming under to grab that one is Gillis, and hanging up at second base is Chin. We've had a couple of big flies here tonight, but they kind of just really die up in the lights right there. DeGiorgio now goes to 1-for-2 on the night. Call that one a fly out to right field. Jarris stepping back in. Speaking of flyouts, it was Jarris who flew out to center field in his first at-bat. Now 2 outs, and again, it's looking like Canton could be able to get out of an inning unscathed. They let up 1 run in the 2nd inning, 2 runs in the 3rd. That fourth inning was clean, though, and they're looking to do the same here now with 2 outs against Ben Jaros up to plate. First pitch to Jaros. High. Again, if they were able to do that, too, that would be the second straight inning where they leave a runner on base and can't really get anything going. I believe it was Bonetti off first base in the fourth inning. And Chin now leads off second base after the stolen base. Again, Jaros watches the ball just around the eye level. Hitters count here for Jaros. 2-0 on James Young. 2-0, make that 3-0. Again, another high one there on Jaros. We'll see if Jaros gets the green light here. 3-0, 2 outs. No light given, and on the off-speed pitch, James Young able to feed it in there. So now 3-1 on Jaros. This is not a Franklin lead, really. I mean, this is a Panthers team. 76 runs on the year. I can do that quick math right there. That's over 7 runs a game. So really a 3-0 lead, not what they're used to. 3-1, though, it'll be a walk for Jaros. So just as I was leading up to say how Canton could really get out of this inning right now and have a chance to get things going, they let Jaros reach via the walk, the second walk of the game and inning. And now out comes Canton head coach, that being David Walsh in his first year at the helm of this Bulldog program. We'll see if they make a change for James Young on the mound. We haven't seen any action in the Canton bullpen yet, so we'll see. But runners on first and second. Up to bat is Tyler Bellin. Bellin on the night, 1 for 2 with a big double. And we'll see if Bellin now 2 runners on base. I believe only the second time today as it's Young still on the mound. Only the second time here tonight where Franklin's had multiple runners on the base paths.
Catcher number 12, Tyler Malan.
So Balan stepping now into that right-hander's box. Canton get it out of the jam. That's a good start right there. The changeup working again here for James Young. Finds it in there for strike 1. Bellin watches that one again, and all of a sudden down 0-2. Young able to find the left corner. If Bellin were to reach on deck, junior Rex Sinelli, who's also 1 for 2 on the day. But right now, it'll be a big pitch here from Young. 0-2, 2 strikes. 0-2, 2 outs, I should say, from the senior. That one lined into right field. That could be into foul play, and it is. That one actually goes on the other side of the in-play line. Out of the ballpark it goes completely. So Chin returns to second. Jaros returns to first. Second life here, though, from the senior catcher. Two strikes, 2 out. Bellin clinging on at the bottom of the 5th. Lined out again. Is Bellin just fighting it off? That one will roll down the third base line. Again, the Panthers getting a second life here, 2 strikes, and they're just filling it off until they can find something that they can hit. play the scenario for a third time. 2 strikes, 2 outs, to Belen. Watching that one. No, instead, a late call there. A late call from Colin Steele, our home plate umpire. And that's how the 5th inning comes to a close. Franklin up 3-0 still. They haven't scored since the bottom of that 3rd inning. Panthers bats are going silent, but it isn't without lack of base runners. 2 walks in that innings. The big question, though, only down 3-0. Can Canton turn that defense into offense? We'll see. You're going to want to keep it right here for the top of the 6th. More Franklin Varsity Baseball coming up next on Franklin TV.